I got another great update on a stock for you today, Castor Maritime. What happened to the stock? Is the company sunk or is it on the trail for more upside potential? If you're interested in finding out, you sit right there. Hi everybody, Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest, and I'm going to do another update on a company that you guys have been viewing on our YouTube channel. It is called Castor Maritime, ticker symbol CTRM, and recently the stock just fell off the face of the earth. Now, some of you are still holding the stock. What do you do now? Well, I'm going to walk you through what to look at, what you see, and how to continue going on, or if it's not for you, by all means, I see you stepping out of it and it's okay. This is a lower dollar speculative play, but guess what? A lot of the companies that got to where they are right now started out as low dollar stocks. Could this be one of them? Well, we don't know. So we're going to get hot and heavy into this, and we're going to start off with the company. I always like to put up the company's website so that I'm not just talking out of the side of my neck. I want you to know that the company is the company and what it does. And as I go to Castor Maritime's site, Castor Maritime is a shipping company. The company was founded September 12th, 2017, so still relatively a young company. Offices are in Limassol, Cyprus, but this is their statement. Our primary goal is to grow our fleet through what? Acquisitions of new and modern vessels. That's their overall goal. How do you do that? You need to have money to be able to do so, to buy new ships. Now, the last video I did, they were sitting at 14 ships, I think, altogether. The last 2 ships that they bought were straight up cash, and then this happened. Then Castor Maritime announces a pricing of $125 million in registered direct offering. What were they doing? A lot of people were saying that they were diluting their shares. To a certain degree, they actually did. They put out more shares, but they were raising capital by putting out those shares. So was it a dilution of the people who were holding the stock? Absolutely. And for transparency, I personally own CTRM. My goal is not to push you in either direction, whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, by all means, don't buy it. But I'm putting it out there as a possible small speculative play that you can use a lot less money on as a potential stock to hold on to. So I looked. The pricing, it was the offering is at 65 cents thereabouts, and they could be they were warrants, they could be exercised, the whole 9 yards. The thing is that somebody had to go buy into this at a higher price of that 65 cents to be able to be executable. Yeah, that's probably a better word, on the stock along with the warrants. So then I went to their website. Their website said the same thing. And this was on April 5th of 2021. Castor Maritime entered into a securities purchase agreement with certain unaffiliated institutional investors. People had to buy on board with what was going on. They sold the shares, or they offered the shares, and they were executable. Where is it? There it is. Among other things, each warrant is exercisable for 65 cents per common share and has a term of 5 years. They've got 5 years to exercise these common shares. So I read through it, I looked at it, and I was like, okay, so it was confirmed. It was in the news. I went to their website. I am at their website. The Securities and Exchange Commission's, this was a filing. So then, as this was coming along, I said, well, they're raising money. They are raising money, but they are diluting the shares. I will show you that in a second. And then today, Castor Maritime announces vessel acquisition. Holy smokes. For the purchase of $18.48 million. Oh, but wait a minute. How much did they raise? $125 million. So you sit back and you go, holy smokes, there's more shares on the way, or more ships coming possibly on the way. This came in as I am doing this video as of April 9th, 2021. So yes, they diluted the shares. Yes, they raised money. And what did they do? They went right out and bought another ship. And guess what? That puts them at a number of 15. If I scroll down, there it is. On fully delivered basis, Castor will have a fleet of 15 ships. Now, the other side of this is they need the business to be able to start pushing goods primarily to China. That's going to be their biggest customer. It's going to be China. They've got to get the business. So this could go either way. If the business doesn't come, then everything that they're doing could be for naught. But if the business does come as the world's going through the pandemic and hopefully starts to opening up again, this could be really big for them. But wait, there's more, because it's been tough to sit through this stock as it pulled back when the shares were being offered. Another news story. Castor Maritime isn't just a meme play. It's still a high-risk proposition. I don't deny that, not at all. And if you are interested in this stock, again, it's for a smaller dollar amount of investment. This is not your full-blown money that you use for retirement. This is a smaller play, but it could have potential to go up even more. So those are my news articles. Let's get into the software. And you know why I like the stock? I like the stock because of what the VectorVest software has told me. All right, so as I look at the stock, here's the stock trading at 53 cents. VectorVest provides you with an intrinsic value on every stock in the database. We have a value of 73 cents. The stock is clearly undervalued. This is what I like about it. Its upside potential or relative value is above the value of 1. It should outperform the market over the next 1 to 3 years, even as a lower dollar undervalued stock. I am going to assume some risk with relative safety being where it is, and currently the stock is not in an uptrend. It's got positive earnings and positive earnings growth. So I did something different for you today. I'm going to go over to the industry viewer, and this is a lot of the flexibility that the VectorVest software has to offer. I'm going to look in the industry viewer, and I'm going to sort all of the industries that we have in the software alphabetically. In our industry viewer, we have 222 industries. Where does this industry, which is transportation ship, where does it sit? Number 86 out of 222. The industry is in the top 100 of the 222 industries we have. That's a positive sign. Now, let's do this. I'm going to right-click on this, and I'm going to view the stocks in that industry group. Let's look at its peers. Now, in its peers, how many companies do we have? 55 companies in the transportation ship. As I look, man, CTRM is not up here. Let's take and do something called rank analysis. I'm going to rank these stocks, all 55, by relative value to see what stocks have the potential to outperform the market. As I do that, CTRM is right here. Now, it's in the lower portion of the top 30 stocks that I'm looking at. But for a low dollar stock that's undervalued and it's got a relative value at 1.11, I think it's a possibility. Now, are there others better stocks in this space? Absolutely. How about Matson Inc.? $72. Value 103, great upside potential, safe stock that's going up in price. It's a buy recommendation. So if you're looking for a more stable stock in this industry that's number 85, 86 in all of our industries, maybe this is a stock that you look at. But I've been doing the videos on CTRM. I'm going to walk this all the way through, whether it's good or bad, so that you can stay on top of what's going on. Now, I've looked at the industry, I've looked at the stocks, other peer stocks within the industry. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to click on the stock. I'm going to show you some history behind the stock. Watch this. More flexibility in the VectorVest tool. Right click. I am going to go to view historical data. Now, when I told you that the stock was diluted. Let me show you why. I'm going to change the history from intraday to end of day, and I'm going to hone in on the March 1st time period right here. Notice that the amount of shares that were out there were 364 million shares. After that, it doubled up almost to 608 shares. This is where the dilution sets in. So you were a part owner of one of 364 million shares out there. Now you're a part owner of one out of 608 million. Your price dropped down, and that was tough for you to sit through. Absolutely. So it definitely was a dilution by offering more shares, but they turned around and used that money. And what did they do? They went right out and bought another ship. So that's a good thing. I'm looking at relative value. The upside potential on the stock has grown from that standpoint, from being below 1 to now above 1. I'm looking at the shares outstanding. Look at that. Now more shares are out there, and guess what? Market cap is sitting at about 400,000 as well. So, or 400 million as well. So as I look at this, I am like, wow, there's still some goodness behind it. The stock is a sell. This is a speculative play nonetheless, but I noticed that relative value is getting better. How about this? Relative safety is getting better. Still below the value of 1, but it's becoming less of a riskier stock. The stock is undervalued, and the sales growth went from -2, and now it's up to 54%. They're looking for the business, folks. All right, they're looking for the business. I'm going to close out of this. I'm going to close out of this. There's a lot of flexibility in the VectorVest tool. I think I just closed out the program. No, I didn't. So now let's look at the graph of the stock. April 9th video. I've done 1, 2, 3, and now 4th video on this. The new shares offering, I had a line in the sand sitting at 76 cents. It fell through. For all of you who are saying if it goes below that line in the sand or lit, you get out, go do it. You did it. I still am personally holding it because of the potential behind what they are doing. They are buying more ships. They are ramping up to do the business once the business comes to them. But again, there is a flip side. If the shipping business doesn't get right, this company could definitely go under. So what else am I looking at? The dilution of shares raised $125 million. The dilution of shares raised to buy more ships, and that's exactly what they did. Watch the volume. The volume is starting to pick up to the positive side. Today's candle is higher than it was the day before, so it's moving higher, but long term, it's below my 20-day exponential moving average. My line in the sand, which was sitting at 76 cents, now serves as a level of resistance that I need to see the stock's price go back above. Let me do this real quick. Let me take off my camera so you can see. Watch the earnings growth rate as it falls, but there's the sales growing up right now. Sales is popped. So these are the things that I'm looking at. And again, when the stock's price fell below that line in the sand, if you got out, there's nothing wrong with that at all. And now maybe you wait for a better buying opportunity if you still feel that the stock has potential. So as I go back to my main screen, this is a low dollar stock. It really could go either way. I like that the stock is a low dollar stock, that it is undervalued, that the relative value tells me that the stock's got the potential to outperform the market over the next 1 to 3 years. Relative safety, though it's below the value of 1, is getting better. It's becoming less risky. It is still a risky stock, but it's becoming less risky. Picked up another ship, and man, it's something to consider. That's all. And I'm going to continue following up on CTRM since I initiated it. I'm going to keep on following up with it as well. Folks, if you like the content that you've seen on this stock or any stock that is in our YouTube channel, folks, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We really want you to hit that subscribe button, help this channel to grow, especially if we're providing good content that makes sense to you. And most of all, don't forget to share this content, wherever you want to put it. Wherever you want to put it, share the content. Let other people know what's going on here at VectorVest. So as more news comes out, I will continue to update update this stock so that you are always on top of what's going on. So until then, folks, this video is done. Have a great day. See ya.